Sorry, I'm late. I was listening to Wait You Haven't Seen with TV's Travis.
Hi, I'm Austin, and this is a Pokéwrap, the late starters version. Hi, I'm Austin. This is late starters, the Pokéwrap version.
No, too aggressive. Too aggressive. You're at like an 11.
Hello.
We need you at about a 7.
Hi, I'm Austin. This is Pokéwrap version. Shit.
Creepy.
I said it wrong again.
Hello.
Hello there.
Nicolas Cage always takes it right to the line. I need you to be Nicolas Cage right now.
Hi, I'm Austin, and this is Gone in 60 Seconds. Hi, I'm Austin. This is Late Starters, the Pokéwrap version.
There you go. Thank you.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
What's
I
up?
want to take his face. Oh,
Hi, I'm Austin. Not the bees.
Ghost Rider. Oh, this hoodie was a bad idea. I'm getting hot already.
You fool.
oh my god.
What the hell are we doing? Alex?
We're recording a Pokéwrap because we just finished season 1.
Well, what existential thoughts do you all have about your characters?
Existential?
What?
What does
Why
that
do
word
they have
mean?
to be existential? Oh no.
No.
It's kind of like a
Out of
Relating
body?
to existence.
yeah.
Concerned with existence, especially human existence, as viewed in the theories of existentialism, affirming or implying the existence of a thing.
Yeah. So,
There
Kaycie.
you go.
Or is the third evolution of executor existential?
Existential.
And then the Alolan version is the crisis version.
Yeah.
Aw. The eggs are cracked even more.
There's yolk
Christessential.
in 'em.
Ah, aren't you glad I didn't say yoke? I get it. Yeah. So what existential
was the
stuff?
question?
Where's your existential thoughts about each character
All
that you've
my
ever played?
existentials live in Texas.
Texastential.
Texastential.
Existential. That's so good.
I'm glad my character's still existential.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He almost stopped existentialing.
Oh
Okay,
no.
I have a question. I have a question about that. So Austin likes to meet with each of us individually to go over
What?
plans and schemes.
Really?
He does?
Is that a thing that Austin does?
Austin likes to meet with Kaycie.
Yeah. I see
no.
now. What we've really
Oh, no.
revealed on this Pokéwrap is that
Oh, no.
Austin hates
I
Tim and
fucked it
I.
I ruined it.
Kaycie, you're not supposed to talk about those meetings to them.
I actually misstepped.
It's okay. Turn that into a Misty Step. What was your question?
Misty Step. The other game. No, I'm scared. I'm scared that I'm
This,
No,
is,
they-
this is a Dewey step. This
And
is
then,
a
you
Dewey
know, like,
step.
just
You
busting
gotta just keep going.
The
It
Kaycie
was-
Stential.
It's Kaycie Stencil. Did y'all talk about Ford dying?
Oh no, I didn't know anything
That was a
about it. And
surprise.
I was convinced there was no coming back from it for a minute there.
Especially the way you hyped it up. You're like talking about double past the hit points or the death points and
Yeah.
like
It was a moment where y'all all went to use the bathroom or something, and it was just me and Austin, and he like was on the call. Was like, I kind of messed up there, man. And I was like, oh no,
Oh no!
oh no.
Oh no. I played again. I played you, Tim.
I am 99% sure that Ford was going to absolutely eat it right before we started that episode. We were all like, Austin, this is going to cost you a lot of money to redo all the character art.
We scared him.
That's why I brought him back. To save myself.
I legit thought we were all going to have to cry and our tears were going to resurrect him back to life.
That was the other option I thought for sure.
Yeah.
I think Mew would have had to show up for that. Is that right? Doesn't Mew do that?
What do you mean?
Pokemon first movie.
Mew
right?
would have
Eating
had to
boiled
show
peanuts,
up.
man.
Okay. No, I think it's just the tears of all the Pokemon combined from each of their faces.
Mm-hmm.
But we also could have found like a prophecy, like, you know, the world will turn to ash, but we could have had something about, you know.
There was a foreshadow to it. Because there was a whole story that Ford got a few episodes before about a Ho-Oh and a Zapdos bringing a whole village back to life and Pokemon.
I remember that, yeah.
That's thank you, Swan. I was trying to work that in.
Yep.
I feel like if I'd have taken at least one brood damage, I would have been past the point of no return.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ford, I killed Ford, so it was crazy.
Yeah, you sure did.
How
You
did
wouldn't
it
let us
feel?
revive him.
How did it feel?
How did it
Austin?
feel?
How did that feel?
Well, for
Dog
me,
killer.
it felt fine because I knew it was going to happen.
Did you?
You're omnipotent.
Well, I guess there could have been a scenario where Ethan died later, and then that might not have happened. Or, I mean, I guess not. I thought I knew, but now that I'm thinking about it, stuff could have went wrong. So maybe not.
Right.
Now I'm freaking out.
Right. Was there a point in it where you were considering not letting us get to a point of healing him?
I think, yeah, like if you guys would have completely just abandoned the mission for like whatever reason, then I would have been like, well, shit.
Abandon the Ford?
Yeah.
Yeah, just if y'all had just been like, well, shit, and just turned around and
Well,
left.
he looks pretty dead to me.
Well, it's not
Let's
getting any deader.
Move on.
It's now called Victor and the Girls, and it's a dating sim.
And we're all pigeons.
We're all pigeons or tanks. I can't decide.
That's how the show changes.
Yeah.
Just Nova looks at her watch and be like, hey, look, we're right on time.
Oh.
And then it becomes the on-timers.
I like that the antithesis of late starters is on timer. Instead of the early enders, which is what I would have gone with.
That's what Ford got.
Oh, shit.
Oh, got him.
How'd you feel about it, Tim?
No, I was super concerned, but I was trying to be like, oh, okay, it's fine. It's fine. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Like, I have literally never once thought about a different character. I have no idea what to do. But I was convinced when you said that. When everybody left, you were like, I might have messed up. I was like, oh, okay, this is real. We're doing this for real now.
Can I break some of the behind the scenes of your household right now where you are gaslighting Jenna so that when she listens to the episode, she thinks that you have a new character after?
If it makes you feel not superior to me, Kaycie's been helping a little bit with that.
Oh, so you have secret
Like
meetings with Kaycie too?
No,
Both you and
she just-
Austin have secret meetings with Kaycie, and I have no secret meetings with anyone?
She just made a comment in the chat one time that I was like, that plays perfectly.
We can schedule a secret meeting, Alex.
It's not secret anymore. I don't need your pity meetings, Austin.
I don't know how much benefit there would be in a secret meeting for Calynn. I don't know how much planning Calynn does in the course of the game.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that is fair.
Maybe Calynn doesn't plan, but Alex plans.
Alex is a human calendar.
She's
A calendar.
oh.
Alex is the Savannah of our friend group.
There are days where we get on D&DB and we'll be like halfway through planning something and I'll just be like, am I still playing D&D or am I just am I just here now?
The line is thin.
Non-existent sometimes.
The barrier between worlds is thin in the planning and organizing aspect.
Okay, real talk before we get back to Calynn. There was a time with Savannah that we were gathering all the information from a source and then trying to make a plan out of it. And I got to the part where it's like, okay, I'm going to reiterate to all of you now what I think the plan is. And then you're going to tell me if you have any like other inputs or anything. And then like the next day in a work meeting, I'm like, okay, I'm going to reiterate what I just heard from you all. And then you're going to and I was like, fuck.
And then she turned into a bird and flew away.
And then I never went back to work again. Why am I at a job when I can be a peregrine? I'm out.
They fast.
Yeah.
Fast as fuck, boy.
In a dive.
I have like generic questions, but I want to just kind of talk about everything first. Like,
Well, I don't want to talk to you now that I know you're having secret meetings with everybody
Oh,
with me,
no.
but okay.
Oh no.
What if instead of asking questions, we had individual secret meetings
can you guys
Breakout
deafen?
rooms.
with me and Kaycie?
Here, I'll cover my ears.
I like the idea, that it sends us all into breakout rooms, but the recordings are still happening all at the same time.
It's like Swan and Austin go to one breakout room, and me and Kaycie go to another breakout room, and Alex goes to breakout room by herself, and she's like, "Well, fuck."
I'd have a great time. I'd get so much done.
I
I'd
did
be
have
like,
a
welcome to my planning meeting. Yes, Austin, I'm so
I did-
sorry.
I did have a secret meeting with M before the game started.
That was a while ago.
Like a year or
I know.
something.
Well, yeah, because we talked about me being brought on. We talked about how we wanted to handle my character, and then I think the recording schedule just got crazy. And you were so apologetic because you keep hitting me back and be like, "Okay, so it's not going to be then, but it might be this date." And I'm like, "Okay."
It was so nice. She just went along with my shit.
Yeah, fine.
And
I
it
do like it.
never ended for M too, because every time we'd be like, yeah, the next recording will be, you could go out. Okay, we need 3 more. Okay, just 3 more. Just 3 more.
What do you?
It's like we have a guest on for 1 or 2 episodes, then we have a guest on for 1 or 2 episodes, then we have Swan on for 75 episodes, then we have a guest on for 1 or 2 episodes.
And I was so worried because I remember asking you at one point, and I was like, if you guys don't like the character or if it's not vibing, like, you don't have to keep me. We can cycle me out. I don't have to stay. I feel like I'm still here and I don't know what to do.
We just
I don't know how to leave, and I'm too afraid to
I'm
ask.
too afraid to ask.
we loved Nova.
Absolutely.
That's no secret.
Mm.
Did you have like
Was that a secret meeting joke?
Did you have like any parts that stood out during like Nova's arc that were fun, most fun to you, or anything you want to point out about it?
Oh gosh. I mean the like initial hijinks of meeting the gang was really, really fun, and the like random, first side quest with Nova and Calynn, super, super fun. The up top battle with Euro, very, very fun.
That
Yeah.
time Nova killed a dude.
Yeah, he's fine.
We've all
And I-
kind of killed someone.
Yeah.
And I hit him with a rock. Yeah, I think any moment where Nova got to lean into her bloodlust, that was great. But yeah, it was fun, and it was fun to kind of then get to lean into my own uncertainty over how I kind of wanted her to play out once we got removed from Team Skulk, and that fit really well with being the new person in the group, since they were already such a unit. And she was kind of playing catch up. So that was really fun to, once again, I love playing low intelligence characters because it means that I don't have to work that hard. So if you're the new person and you don't know anything, it's very easy to just play that. But no, she was fun. Like, and it was fun to then kind of get more and more information outside of the Team Skulk sub.
Well, and can I just say, I absolutely loved the journal entry you wrote for our Patreon. Like,
yes.
all of the little kind of like snippets about how she got to where she was, and like a little bit about her backstory, but you didn't reveal too much. You just kind of implied a lot of stuff. I was like, oh, this is the good shit, and I want to know more. It's so intriguing.
Good. I definitely didn't super stress about that a ton, but like I knew what I wanted for her, and then it, like, as I got going into it, it was fun because I was like, okay, and the concept for her had always been people who end up in cults. Like, I listen to so many cult podcasts and documentaries and everything, and it's kind of this myth that it's only foolish people or stupid people who end up in these. It's like, no, it's smart, intelligent, well-off people who end up bamboozled when they're searching for something. And so, like, I loved this idea of so passionately pursuing something and then realizing once you're already in too deep that, oh, this is not what I thought it was. So it was I knew what I wanted with that, and then it was like, okay, so how do I get her there? So it was super fun. I'm glad you guys let me do that.
That's
Is
it.
this podcast a cult?
Yeah.
Am I in a cult now?
Yeah.
Did y'all
Wait,
trick me into a
Pokemon.
cult?
Well, I don't know. You're the only one having
happening?
secret meetings, so
He's the leader's favorite.
But to your point, that same exact thing happened to Sean Hunter, and it took Mr. Turner getting in a motorcycle accident and Corey and his dad and his whole family talking to him to get him out of it. So, yeah, I know a little bit.
This is not a bit. This is not a bit. It always goes back to Boys Meets World.
Okay.
Like, this is how
Okay.
Austin
Like,
lives
I
his
need
life.
context. Please.
I really didn't know
Help
if this
me.
was real people or imaginary people or
Yeah, and you kind of, Alan Matthews pushed the cult leader right up against the wall and say, hey, Sean Hunter is like my friend. And that's kind of reminds me of how you did Euros.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Punched him
My-
right in his stupid face.
yeah.
My ringtone for when Austin calls me is just the Feeny scream.
With that journal entry, we found out a little bit about Nova's past, but we left off with her going off on a mission. So I just want to ask you, Em, what do you want Nova to accomplish, like, going forward? Even if it's not with, just about the Team Skulk stuff, like in the Pokemon world, what do you kind of want for her?
I mean, I feel like kind of like a lot of survivors, she's gonna lean hard into the advocacy part of it, and in this sense meaning, truly dismantling as much of Team Skulk as she can, and whether it's from the underground side of things and getting information to take them down, and then I feel like at a certain point it's speaking publicly and actively, openly working against them. And I hope that at some point then, like, once there's enough people, once there's enough of a movement, like, being able to then kind of rekindle her relationship with Pokemon science and exploration and that part of it. But I think that isn't ready yet. She's not ready to get back into that yet, since that's kind of what brought her to this point. So now it's full focus on, no, I'm gonna take the fuckers down. I feel like it's very much her
Hell yeah.
her motivation right now.
Fuck them scythe wielding fuckers.
Bitches.
Yeah, bitches. What about you all? What do you all think of Nova?
I love Nova so freaking much. Like, and Em and I kind of didn't have a secret meeting, but talked a little bit about Nova
Sounds
behind
like
the
a
scenes.
secret meeting.
I didn't know about it.
Not a secret
Yeah,
meeting.
I was not involved.
It's
Yeah.
not. I told Austin about it. He just doesn't listen. God. Yeah, now he's remembering when I told him about it. You can see it on his face.
No. Yes.
But no, I adored Nova. Like right from the get-go, it was so freaking fun. I was so glad that like the whole gurney incident mission thing happened. That was so much freaking fun. But yeah, and then getting to the point on the Aerodactyl where Nova got to just kind of like have that moment of like, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what's going on, but like giving that insight into her character was such a cool moment. So I adored Nova from start to finish. And obviously so does Calynn.
Yeah.
That whole fucking adventure was just so fun. And oh my god. I love that you started off with like immediately you establish like I am part of Team Skulk, but I'm also not. Like I am actively just like phase 1 defying against them. And I was thinking about this earlier. It's like I love, Austin, how you orchestrated like Calynn meeting Nova first and like Ford and Victor having to like follow up, and like you kind of like split the party in a way. And I loved like Calynn and Nova getting to have that dynamic at first, and like just like how Nova reacted to Calynn when Calynn like first woke up, and she was just kind of like, okay, we need to go, you're a lot, like doing like the fucking gurney surfing stuff, but then just like watching them slowly like being like, all right, you're cool. I like, oh, this is so great. And the hand holding, I liked that.
What about Ford? What'd he think of Nova?
Nova is an interesting. Everybody likes having Swan around, but that's what Tim thinks. But Ford is. There's a lot of personalities around Ford right now that are just a lot more than Ford. And when Nova, tiny little Nova, picked up that rock and smashed that guy, he was like, "Oh my god, what is happening right now?"
I feel like Nova and Ford, I think, had the least amount of interactions.
Yeah.
So you were getting so much
Right.
from everybody else. So I kind of liked that. We're like, I don't really
Yeah.
don't know how I feel.
It's like, it may be like the complete wrong read, but that's Ford's reason. This person's a lot too.
Yep. No, it makes sense.
Where's Victor?
Oh my god, this scene with Nova and Victor doing the computer shit.
Oh, so good. We did our best.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Technology roles are hard. I feel like I got the one great one when we were in the drive the sub mission, and then nothing else. I've done the one thing that I knew how to do, and I know nothing else.
I just feel like there were so many times where like, okay, like between the two of us, like we got this, and then it would be like, okay, no.
It worked out.
It worked out.
It worked out.
I liked the very Scooby-Doo nature of run around the sub and cause problems. That was just like, that was so much fun. And it was very fun, again, being the kind of unknown character in it and just watching the insane ways that the team was deciding to interact with the other people on the submarine with me. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, I didn't know you could do that, but okay. Like,
you're all like, these guys are very dangerous. We have to be very careful. And we're all just like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
What if we let every Pokemon loose?
I mean, she couldn't argue with the results, though. Like,
Was that the one where I was dressed up as a Skulk member and I made
Yeah.
Victor take me hostage?
yep.
3 times.
Yeah, because at one point Victor's like, I don't think this is gonna work again. I'll do it.
Yeah, Victor said one of his lines was like, "Oh, we're doing this again."
So good.
That was fun.
The show should just be called Let the Intrusive Thoughts Win. And then spell THOT.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay, I have a question. What are Pokemon?
Pocket monsters.
We just don't know.
There's no way.
I've learned like 6 of them that I feel like confident that I could identify on site so far.
That is one of my questions. How is Tim coming along with the Pokemon lore?
No, not good. Not good.
I don't know. I just found out days ago that you saw the first Pokemon movie in theaters.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Without ever watching the show. So,
So you know those.
or whatever. I don't know if I'd say that.
So you intensely know the lore of Mew and Mewtwo.
So as far as like visual knowledge, like if you were to see like Pokemon and Digimon and Yokai Watch and like all of those lined up, do you feel like you'd be able to pick out, we'll say more the original 150, the more recognizable ones who've been in the cultural zeitgeist longer? Like, is that something that you feel you have, or is even
Much
that
in the same way that I know every bird when I've seen it. It's very, very similar.
Okay.
Like as soon as a bird flies past me, I'm like, that's a bird. So like it's the same thing with Pokemon. I'll be like,
So, like,
that's Pokemon.
if Pokemon are birds and Digimon are dogs, like, would you be able to be like,
Only because the Digimon, it's like a Transformers GoBots thing.
Okay.
The Digimon, like you can just tell that they're not the.
They have
Y'all
a-
weren't the first attempt at this, were you?
They have a
You
lot
know,
more
you were
guns.
The,
Yeah.
they were-
Digimon
you're the
do. And
you're the
human,
Aldi brand Pokemon.
human bits.
Yeah. That's
So
I can think of 2 gun Pokemon off the top of my head.
gun Pokemon?
Pokemon with guns.
Pokemon with guns.
Is Blastoise one?
Yes, Blastoise is one.
What about Inteleon?
That's the second. So
Hell yeah!
Oh,
We've won your
inspiration
game.
to Calynn and Victor? Not inspiration. What is it?
yeah,
What's the other one?
Poke Points.
Poke points.
Pokepoints.
Distance.
They're
Disintegration.
both water types.
Yeah.
coupons for a
Because
Pokeball.
water gun,
So-
I guess.
Because a gun is a water type weapon.
Yeah.
Of
That's
course.
what- yeah.
Just like in real life.
They do make those
With
like
your
shooter
super
things
soakers.
for boats where you like go into the lake and you like shoot it, like get it in a tube, and then you can like snipe the people on the other boats as you pass them
Yeah.
With water.
with
Yeah.
water from the lake.
So
Or still on
did
land.
did you just invent the water gun?
I didn't invent it. I would never claim that. It is trademarked already. They would sue me so hard.
Yeah.
Water gun, big water gun would come after
Big
you.
water gun would find me in my home, and they'd water gun me in the night.
Super
Wouldn't
soaker.
that be boat jousting?
And then you'd be like, "Oh, this is so inconvenient and mildly annoying."
I feel like
No,
nobody's
I'd
getting
be so
impaled
mad.
with boat jousting.
Yeah, and
Like,
boats
you-
already have like a jousty bit on the front.
Oh yeah, the mast.
It's called the boat.
the boat. The whole boat.
The whole
boat
boat
is a jousty bit.
Yeah.
Is a jousting. It's hello.
it's
It's,
really more
called
like
a
a
launch.
boat.
Lance.
It's a lot.
You know what? Sorry, just that's reminding me of. I think Nova's the only character on this show who Calynn didn't immediately accost with like,
Are you?
You're a magician.
"Are
yeah.
you a magician? Are you a?"
Yep.
What are you the mayor of?
Yep. Also remembered my name pretty quick.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So if anybody ever comes at me and is like, I don't think you acted out Calynn liking Nova well enough, I'll be like, let's go back to the evidence, kids. Remembered her name. Did not accuse her of being a magician. I don't know.
Check and check.
I will say, just from a fun, like, personal thing that tickled me is, you know, having been a listener first and the running gags about them not remembering Jet's name. So that when Nova meets Jet, she's like, I don't know who you are. Like, it's silly, but it was just a fun thing. I was like, oh, this poor character who's just Austin. I'm like, just gonna be mean to him.
Yeah. I deserve
Did
it.
that tickle you, Swan?
It did tickle me.
Tickle.
Did tickle me.
See, it's a thing that people say, Tim.
No, it's not. She was mocking you. I'm convinced.
I wasn't. It's a thing I say. It really, truly is.
You know what tickles Alex?
I do. I've
Bald
been there.
man?
I've seen it.
did season 1, did we get through what you had in mind before we started the show for what season 1 would be? Or like we way behind, on track, off track, not even close?
No, yes, you did. The season 1 finale that I had was the Zapdos stuff. So
Where Ford died.
Yeah, you killed Ford. Got
No,
it.
that-
It's in his notes.
Kill one beloved character.
Yeah.
Birds.
Ford specifically, and birds.
And birds. End of Austin's notes.
Cryptid birds.
So you had my name on the list the whole time
And
at the end of the
birds.
season.
The whole time?
You-
The whole
And
time?
Ford was so interested in
Yep.
finding Zapdos, and he wasn't even awake when Zapdos showed up.
I was gonna say maybe that's
no.
the puzzle pieces that had to fall into place, like Ford latching
I had
onto
to die.
Zapdos, and then guess who gets picked?
No, this is ridiculous. This is Austin's just a monkey banging on a typewriter, and then at the end he's like, "Oh, maybe, maybe."
And his typewriter is just letters that vaguely make a bird shape, and he's like, "Oh,
It's all clear to me now.
You just throw a lot of threads out there and see how they wind together. So yeah,
Yeah. So I was like, "Hey, let's go get a Zapdos," and Austin was like, "Yes."
one man will die today."
I did try to give a
Good.
chance once Ford was back up for him and Zapdos to have a moment, but it just didn't. He like looked him in the eyes and stuff.
And then we all tackled him.
Yep.
Yeah.
You love stood between you and your Zapdos, Ford.
Sorry.
Let this be a lesson to all the listeners. Never let love stand in the way of birds.
Bird is love.
Dog is horse.
If you're bird, I bird.
That does mean that I have to come up with like a new way to open up episodes.
More plot?
Is Lightning Crashes over?
Yep.
No!
Ice crashes. It's the Articuno series.
So, okay, me and Jenna were watching Yellow Jackets, the TV show, and there was a point where that song played, like the live song from the 90s.
Lightning
Just you and Jenna
Crashes.
sitting on your porch
Just watching bugs.
drinking sweet tea, watching the Yellow Jackets fly
I
around.
love these
no.
BS motherfuckers.
So we were watching the show, and that song came on, and immediately the guy was like, "Lightning crashes," and then it played through a bunch of the song, and me and Jenna were just sitting there snickering the entire time. Like that song is ruined for me now.
Wow, feeling good. So good.
Good.
Poor Austin, every time he has to open the show with lightning crashes, and we're all like, he's like, it's a plot. Please pay attention to me.
No. We're definitely paying attention. Keep going.
Y'all are wonderful.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, she always put a twang on it when she imitates
I
me.
know, right?
Shit. Favorite moments is one of my questions. Do you want me to just run through the questions and you all stop me when there's a good one?
We could talk about favorite moments. That was one of my questions. And speaking of Jesus, I liked Foa's arc. That was one of mine.
Boa's arc.
Foa's arc.
Such a dumb thing to do.
It was so
Like
good, though.
So good. It was so good.
Good.
It all lined up perfect. Like on the ship with all the Pokemon, the sun shining through the open door, you grabbing the thing. Perfect.
If we're going to talk about favorite moments, we have to talk about Calynn and Ford helping Victor get a date. That's,
Oh, yes.
Never have I, like,
Fucking
the very first time there was a moment where I know we can't be sure because we record in our separate locations, but I swear Tim and I made eye contact through the video call and saw into each other's minds.
Really?
They were like, "Yep, this is what we're doing now."
Fuck anything else that was gonna happen. This is the only important plot.
Oh my god.
Those Ford and Calynn moments, like that one in particular, but then like when they argue back and forth, like, but the story keeps going on. I fucking love those moments.
The trailer
Yeah, for the Patreon.
where we just got to argue for like the entire thing while Kaycie had to say what was happening. It was so much fun.
Was it the snow globe one? Was another one too, right? There was like another one that was right around the snow globe incident where then Posey and Chonks picked up whatever the
yeah.
argument was and just started smashing shit in the house.
And then on the sub, when the guards are trying to stop you all and you all just are walking down the corridor. So good. I think
Well, the Ford not being able to swim, and then like all of that, and that argument, and just that chaos. So good.
That was so good. Because I am pretty sure Ford swims in an earlier episode, and then he rolled so badly for swimming that we're like, well, Ford doesn't know how to swim anymore.
I think my favorite mechanical moment, like with the rules and stuff, like was during a battle where Posey was at 1 hit point, and like I forget exactly why, but there was like a switch that happened, and Calynn basically moved the turn order in like a decided battle for Posey and Ford, and allowed Posey to get the last hit and win the fight, and it just played out
That was
so perfect.
super early on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was probably, I had forgotten about that. That's probably one of the best moments in the series. Because I don't know if Alex knew at the time that Posey was at 1 hit point.
Because we can't see. I think sometimes we can now, but at that time we couldn't see each other's hit points or anything. So I had no idea. I was just like, oh, let's let Posey get the drop on the Rhyhorn. It's the typing works out perfectly. And then
It's a Rhyhorn.
afterwards,
That's right.
yeah. And then afterwards, it was like you told me that, and I was like, no way.
That might have been their first battle. Posey.
I think it
Ford's
was.
first
It was
battle.
super early on.
Yeah, that was cool.
Damn.
And I remember Tim's expression too, but I thought it was because I had shocked you, like that you had to do something right next, like, and surprised you out of turn.
The trainer battle on the top of, was it Mount Moon? Did we go back to Mount Moon? I got completely lost as to where we had been. Nova certainly didn't know. But that first rock battle and all of that was very, very cool. I feel like that was the first everybody utilizing their Pokemon, having a lot of unexpected things happening, and like that was, just as a listener, that was super fun.
Was that the one where the NPC cheated?
Yep. The gym leader. The first gym leader you all fought in the whole time cheated.
I love that moment though, because Austin was clearly so caught out and then had to like try to GM and negotiate after he had fucked up.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to start putting my gym badges on my late starter sweater that I have now.
Since we're talking about gym badges right now, I do have a quick question for Calynn. Well, for Alex, I guess. What do you think, or what does Calynn think? You can answer as either one. It's up to you. You're your own boss, and I've gave you enough shit today, so do what you want. Fuck what I say. What do you think that little drive thingy that Coulter gave you does when you get 2 badges?
Was it only 2? I thought it was 3.
I thought it was 3.
I thought it was because Calynn has a whole plot where she was going to steal Victor and Ford's badges and just put 3 of the same badges in and see if it worked.
I think it was 2.
She's been plotting that for a while.
I think it was 2, but I'll have to go back and listen now before we play.
Yeah, you will. You will. And I've told you that idea as well, like months ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never went back and listened. See, I tell Austin so much shit all the time.
Well, I know what'll happen.
In secret meetings?
No.
Yes.
Because I don't remember you telling Austin this.
No, just in conversation.
How the turntables. Sometimes conversations are secret meetings.
you have to tell me? You need consent to have it be a secret meeting. You can't just spring secret meetings on me.
I didn't know the etiquette for secret meetings. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it, she's doing it now too.
Pretty soon that's going to be our call and response. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ on the cross. Oh, what? Well, so
No,
what
we
did-
already decided we shouldn't be Okay, so anyways, what is the jump drive for? I haven't put a ton of thought into it because Calynn doesn't really care.
I love
It's
that.
from her idiot brother, so it's probably shitty and dumb. But no, the only like real theories that I've had about it was it's going to be some kind of message from her brother, like just like a
yeah.
I mean maybe. I was thinking more like just something that he wants, some sort of like wisdom or knowledge he feels like he needs to impart on Calynn once she's reached this level of her journey, which of course she will ignore because that guy's a dickhead. But
If it had been any other, never mind.
yeah, exactly. But it could also be like an invitation to something, a secret underground battle club that she has to be a certain,
SSN tickets.
prowess.
Okay, so you just mentioned the Posey at 1 hit point thing, and then you mentioned Calyn's brother Coulter. And it feels like we've been playing this game for like 17 years, and that was forever ago. These are things I hadn't thought about in so long. I was like, oh yeah, that drive. What is on that drive?
That's okay. Something that is very fun for me is that like I know that I have some of these things, the drive, I have the cuckoo clock that will go off at the time when it is appropriate. Like I have some shit that is random, but Calynn doesn't care about it. So until somebody says something about it, Calyn's really never going to bring it up. So
Speaking of never bringing stuff up, Victor, there was a text sent to you from Grandma with a list of names. I don't want to blow up your spot. So if there's
baby names, Victor's running from his baby mama at home.
oh shit,
Baby names?
you got a baby mama, Victor? And you out here
That's
with Becca?
hanging out with your grandma, running
no,
names past her.
Victor's a player. That's the secret.
Victor's got mad game.
What if the names is all the people she found in Victor's little black book?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
But I was just wondering, is there any like, are you keeping that secret for a reason, or do you?
Sorry, I'm trying to find that note and I don't remember if it was on Roll20 or if that was in our secret meeting notes from our secret meeting.
I'm gonna go to Roll20 real quick and see if it's in there.
But if it's the list I think you're talking about, yeah, I mean, Victor's a secretive dude, you know? He just wanna, doesn't want to let on a lot. He's still warming up.
Because I can think of two things on there that Victor wouldn't want to.
Oh, two things.
Well, that you might be keeping close to your chest about it. I see something that says Kaycie's note, but there's nothing in there. So
It's so secret, even the GM can't know anymore.
Joke's on you. You don't get to read that.
Yeah, it's on Discord.
okay.
I sent it to you again. Sorry, everyone.
Secret meetings.
Secret
We're having a
meetings
secret
right
meeting.
in front of us.
Secret meetings.
Through the Zoom call.
Okay, so I'll just tell you the numbers of the two that I'll have in my head.
Devil.
89
Yeah.
and 40.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
How long is this fucking list?
At least 89.
Yeah. I don't know. He probably hasn't thought much about 89, and probably the relevant parties would know about that. So, I don't know.
I am positive now more than ever that Victor has a baby mama at home that he's not telling us about.
Plot twist.
The relevant partiers will know. That is secret pregnancy is what I'm hearing.
That is what a lawyer told you to say.
What a lawyer who is
I cannot
protecting the
disclose
guilty
any
parties.
information without my lawyer present.
I'll tell you, Kaycie, that the relevant parties don't know yet, but that's because of choices that they have made.
Okay.
Now I think relevant parties is us.
Yep. Well, that was kind of a, like, you know, I'm not going to tell you that you fucked up and missed shit, but, like, you're going to get to the end of the level and it's going to be, like, 72% done. I'm like, what the hell? What did I miss?
The good part about being me is that no one has to tell me that I fucked up and missed shit. I know I fucked up and missed shit.
I got enough going on with my text messages that are pouring in. I don't need to know anything else at this time.
I did like how Calynn got a bunch of text messages and just like ignored all of them.
Which, this is something I guess we'll figure out in season 2. But if you remember, you got that phone from Brock, so
I sure did.
nobody had your number.
I know.
And
That's
now
why when
they
you
are.
said you've gotten texts from your family, I was
Oh,
like,
I didn't
now.
even make that connection. You can find out the secret of his wife.
And I will.
Oh my god.
But yeah, as soon as Austin's like, you have text from, I think you said something like every family member or something like that. I was like, how the fuck did they get my phone number?
Yeah.
And then I just moved on because I was dismissing them all. Like, I don't care. It's not relevant in this moment.
Somebody's giving out Calyn's number.
Rude.
I've been doxxed. Pokedoxed.
Do y'all have any questions you want to ask?
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it.
I want to know everyone's favorite NPC.
I got that question too.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's
So you're
hard.
copying my work.
Oh, sorry. Well,
Wow.
mine's technically which characters do you want to see return / want to know more about? The
Yeah.
dogs?
/ compliment me because they're all me.
Oh shit!
Wow. Seeking
What a-
validation.
I'm a narcissist.
Okay. My favorite NPC
What's your favorite
is
Pokemon?
Jet because he's the most fun.
Who?
The NPC that I most want to see return is Ethan.
Yeah. I love Ethan.
Yeah,
I
we
want-
straight up blew Ethan off. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
kinda
Swan.
did.
He's
I-
like,
No,
I'm a
that's okay.
famous Pokemon trainer. We're like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Like my 25th favorite. All right. Whatever.
That's how you do a callback, Tim.
And I do like how Austin worked so hard to insert Steve Irwin into our game.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I want Rise of Blides to come back. Just so that I can. Honestly, I need Rise of Blides to be the new lightning crashes at the
Yes.
beginning. That's what I, as the listener, I need that.
Ooh. Maybe Jed will pick up his accent.
So we pay attention to him. He's going to have like a sporadic accent.
Oh, buddy. I'm trying to remember the character. It was in one of the recent episodes that I just listened to, but it was it was a character that should have been in a position of authority and not taken any shit. And the amount of shit that Alex gave Austin, and he just like the character is just like I don't know, maybe I don't know. And I was just like,
That could
I
be
just-
any of them.
I know, but it
Like
was
the-
really good.
The alien scientist in Hork-Bajir is what I'm thinking of. What was that little thing?
Oh, we all
forget
like
what it-
fucking murdered that thing.
Oh, I was yeah.
Can't
The
remember
second
the
Austin
race's name.
started doing the Arn's voice, we were like,
Oh
Arn,
yeah,
thank
I
you.
was like, I'm gonna
Guy.
fucking kill this
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I wish I could remember. Oh no, I do remember. It was the Nurse Joys. It was the Nurse
Oh,
Joys
yeah.
who were trying to be like official medical practitioners, and they're just like, please Please,
You
just
have
listen
to sit here
us.
for a full hour.
Yeah, she negotiates with healing time and the rare band-aids, not the one.
And then Ford flicked Chansey in the nose to get out of the Pokemon Center, and then no one followed him. Oh god.
Poor Fjord.
Kaycie, who's your favorite NPC?
Okay, I really like. Well, Victor would say Becca, obviously. I think Kaycie really likes Youngster Billy.
I was gonna say Youngster Billy.
Fuck yeah! I also do love Becca's grandpa a lot. He couldn't figure out if Becca was his daughter or his granddaughter. I think that's still up in the air. We don't know.
Was it? I don't mean to interrupt, Kaycie, but was it Professor Elm, the one that I was talking to on the phone?
Oh, I love Professor Elm too. That's a good one.
I've been in Pokemon.
My whole life.
I like Professor Neroli because we're like, is he still with us? You're like, oh, I gotta go now.
I'm just gonna sit on this bench and take a nap.
I've been here the whole
He
time.
loves sleep.
He does. He's a sleep professor.
Can I tell you the one that I didn't love? There's been only one in
Zero.
all of the episodes, and it was the one that would not let us leave town when we were supposed to be going and getting on the Aerodactyl
Oh.
and going on
yeah.
our adventure. We had to talk about snacks, and I was so mad. I don't understand this riddle. I don't know how to solve this puzzle. What is happening?
Was that Snacksworth or was it Professor Willow?
Yeah.
No, it was
That was
Snacksworth.
Snacksworth.
And then he was like, Ford, you should meet my daughter. or
Yeah, he's
something.
trying
Yeah.
to set up Ford with his granddaughter in another city, and like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was so mad
And
at
then he
him.
dumped a bunch of lore.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the one
and
talking
like-
about the ho-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess we got to go do this. And somebody yelled at me. I was like, no, I know a side quest when I hear one. We're not doing it.
but like, that's okay. Real talk for a second. No wonder none of us picked up the lore dump on the Ho-Oh when you have Mr. Snackwell and Ho-Ho is right there. We're like, wow, this is a really long form snack cake joke you're doing, Austin.
Especially somebody who doesn't know anything about Pokemon. That's where I thought we were. I thought that was like Austin brand Ho-Hos.
I
Ho-Oh.
know what a Ho-Oh is, and I'm like, oh, he's doing a Ho-Ho joke.
Didn't
and
you
this
guys
is like,
get a-
no one gives a shit.
Didn't you guys get candy for Zapdos from him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but like,
Yeah.
We also
Yeah.
like
didn't give it to
stole
him.
candy
Yeah.
from him and like argued with like at a certain point I not just Nova but Swan was lost in the whole interaction. I'm like, I don't know what I take away from all of this.
He's a character from the games. So he was supposed
The
to be
Hunger
like
Games,
an eater.
yeah.
He's so hungry. He had to make his own candy.
That's not how the Hunger Games work out. I'm telling you. Read the books.
I can't read.
Never learned to read.
She's just going to try
mean.
and patriot her way through the Hunger Games. Hey, Alex, what's the Hunger Games about? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's a
Mr.
Hunger
Some
Games.
point
Snackwell.
they smelt something down into order to make bullets. I'm pretty
Yeah, he had Tiny Tin Soldier.
sure. Tin soldiers. Oh, but to one of your points way earlier, Austin, something I was going to say is I will totally admit, as you're talking about lore and all of this, that because I had only expected Nova to be on for a small amount of time, I was not taking nearly the amount of notes that I normally would or like paying attention to any of this stuff. So there were times in secret meetings where I have to go back to Austin and I was like, where is she from? Does she know this? Because I don't know that I know this. Like, you told me this, I think. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, great. Tell me again. I don't remember.
Don't worry, I will never let them hear that, Em. I will cut it all out.
You say that, but one of my all-time favorite M moments in all of history was on the first Guild of Granddaughters panel when she rolled to know what the mimic was. And Jenna goes, you know it's a mimic. And Swan goes, do I?
Yep. Swan didn't know what was happening. And Jenna's looking right at me being like, you got this. And I'm like, I don't got it, Jenna. I don't got it.
I loved it so much.
Yep.
So Tim, Ethan, who is gold, so just, you might not know this. I think we said it in one of the episodes, but gold is the main protagonist from the second generation games. So like
their name is
yeah,
gold?
like if you can enter your own
okay.
name, but if you choose like the one that's given, it's gold, and he's known in like the anime and manga, or maybe just the manga, as Ethan.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought like full name Ethan Gold.
Ethan Gold Armstrong.
That's pretty cool.
So I mean, what do you think about that?
Thought he was just made up. Didn't realize he was a reference to anything that actually happened anywhere. I thought he was just a plot device for you, Austin.
Well, now I want to know about Ford's parents. It's like, okay, is Gold like related to Ford's mom or his dad? Like, how did they feel about having a brother as a famous Pokemon? You know?
Okay, writing a note to be more prepared for next time we play.
Don't worry, Tim. We can have a secret meeting.
Okay, but
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Can I say just this energy with Austin? Can I say one of my favorite moments was when Austin and I had that weird secret meeting in the bar where he was.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh
About free
God.
will.
I want to know
He was
everything.
Nadine.
Yeah, I want to know everything Calynn knows about the Free Kyogre project.
Quite a lot. But I think it was Kaycie asked me after we did that episode. Kaycie's like, did you and Austin talk about that beforehand? Because you guys you just kept talking like you knew what you were talking about. I was like, no.
Dude, that was the best use of yes and that I've ever heard. Like, I was like, oh, I was so convinced that this was like a whole fucking thing.
Another one of my favorite moments was when we met Nate's character, and I immediately called him a magician. And then afterwards, he's like, he's not a magician. He got so mad. And then afterwards, he's like, yeah, he's a magician. He was based on a magician. And I was like, so I've won.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
Oh, I
So
had
good.
another favorite moment. It's when we were all in the cafe talking to Dr. B about his rock hard living maid cult.
And his
It was-
wife, yeah.
And his wife, it was just so goofy, and he lost his fucking mind, and was just like, it's not all about fucking. That's I think next year I want to do like an animatic to late starters, and that's the scene I think I want to do.
Hell yeah.
I want.
Okay, but real talk, Kaycie, like the amount of I know I've been doing art all along, but the amount of actually wanting to like illustrate this as a comic because it's so much fun. I want it real bad.
Mm-hmm.
So
All
I
right.
think we should.
Goal for the Patreon. $5,000 a month. We hire Kaycie and M to make this comic book. I think that's
Hell
a
yeah.
realistic goal, right? 5,000.
Yeah, and then Alex will live in somebody's driveway in a van. I think
Yeah.
that's part
that's
of
for
this
the
too.
Slater cast, and that
Oh, is
is
that a
for
different thing?
$69,420 a month, obviously.
Nice.
Austin dabbed his own earbud out.
Yeah.
Oh no,
All right, question time. I'm asking a question.
do it.
What is a regret that each of us has had on a thread that we did not follow up on?
Fuck.
I did not do whatever I needed to do to be one of the parties that knows what I need to know about Kaycie's list number 89. I now regret this.
To do what you needed to do to survive the penultimate episode, to make it to the end.
I regret asking about Zapdos because that led to my almost demise. I'm learning a lot that I've done wrong on this episode.
Intervention. That's what this episode is. It's not the Pokéwrap. It's an intervention.
Oh no.
I didn't go to talk to Snackwell's daughter.
No, that's coming up. She's in the next town.
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Oh,
she's in a
okay.
different region.
She's in the next town.
Well, your
Literally a
princess is in
country
a
away.
different region.
She's in the next town. Well, it's a different region. That's what I said. She's in the next town.
On the border.
That's another. That's when the line blurs between Calynn and Alex. Is those conversations.
It's so much fun. I love playing Calynn so much.
To answer your question honestly, no, there are no moments that I regret because I am not very bright and I don't notice when I miss things. Like I'm just tooling along all fat, dumb, and happy down my little Poke game.
Well, if we've learned anything from favorite moments, that's what you do to make those in this game. We just go down dumb rabbit holes and role play and it makes the best moments. So you're not doing anything wrong. No regrets.
No regrets.
regrets. Is there anything I regret? I regret a lot of things.
None of them in this game. Though.
Yeah, none of them here.
I have so many regrets.
Other than I regret playing this game sometimes.
There was this one time in 6th grade where I answered a question dumb.
And then I
keeps me
called
up
my
at night.
teacher mom.
Oh God.
That was a bad day.
The most cringe.
I fell asleep on my desk one time in 6th grade and woke up and was laughing like loud, and everybody looked at me.
Oh no.
Why did you wake up laughing?
I have no idea.
Because I firmly believe that Austin is a time jumper, and he was just living out his blueberry muffin moment, and he just jumped back into his body. He like quantum leaped back into his
Like
body.
the only other thing that I remember about that dream is that I was dreaming about donuts for some reason. So pretty close. So what are Victor's plans for Becca?
Hey. Number 69, am I right?
Hey.
Oh my God.
I think that Ford and Calynn are most qualified to answer this question.
Is that 89? Or is it that we need to get him with Becca? Is that number 89? And we're just being lambasted here in the chat because we haven't succeeded yet?
I don't know what
'Cause
you're
we
doing
will.
with the lamb, but
They're
You know what
based
else
in
I imagine, Alex, is that if you look at the list, there's literally 2 things on it, and one of them is 40 and one of them is 89.
I did wonder that too. The rest are just blanks.
marriage.
Okay.
Second baby.
I'm gonna say second.
Second
base.
baby.
Second. Yes. Marriage, then second phase.
That's how it goes. You get married, you get to second base, a baby appears.
That's what happens in the Pokemon world. That's the
I
I guess
know
the baby
all
tries
about
to
this.
steal third. That's what happens. I don't know.
Oh dear.
But then they get struck out. It's a whole thing. That's what the Savannah Bananas were doing with those babies.
Put the baby in as a pinch runner.
Selfishly though, I'm so excited if there ends up being a moment where it's just Victor and Becca and I get to listen to that role play between Austin and Kaycie. Because it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so awkward.
Look,
I know, and I can't wait.
look how red I'm turning.
Oh, Austin. I'm
I'm
really excited to hear it because I'm excited to, like, I've heard Austin play, like, flirty characters towards PCs before, but never when he hasn't been immediately shot down. So I'm super excited to see how this goes.
Oh, we should make them do it in the same room. Like you want to see 2
Wow.
people just pass out from awkward.
Oh my God. I would literally
They're going to be like fainting goats.
That'd be so sweaty.
Austin would just red panda right at that.
You'd have to take off his sweatshirt.
The 2 hairbrushes and be like, calm.
Austin would be in his boxers, like sweating buckets, just trying to like.
Oh my god.
All right, you don't have to answer the Becca question, but any plans for that fossil?
I mean, for the fossil.
Hey, is that a euphemism?
Not the only thing that's gonna be rock hard. I'm done.
I think the fossil, he's still like confused about like if he's supposed to have it or not, or if he actually committed a crime. So I think it's just gonna live in his backpack. He does.
He has
wanna,
a lawyer. Call his lawyer.
That's true. He does have a lawyer. Although it might not be the type of
the family
divorce attorney,
yeah,
right?
the family lawyer. Yeah, for the
You can
babies.
probably recommend a good archaeology lawyer.
archaeology lawyer.
Jeff.
Oh yeah, Jeff, sweet baby Jeff. I think he does want to like check in on her and see her again before, presumably, they head off out of Pewter. So, if I had to put that on a wish list for season 2.
So I have a Calynn question.
That's rude of you, considering we've never even had a meeting about it.
Well, maybe we'll have to have this question. Proves we had a secret meeting before.
Does it?
To me, what do you think is going to happen when her family finds out about her going with a fire starter over a water starter?
I have wondered, because I think it's going to be loud.
Yeah, Calynn will be there. So
Loud for sure. Loud, yeah. But yeah, no, I'm really curious because just knowing like some of the family dynamics, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird.
Coulter knows, right?
Yeah, but he's sworn to secrecy because
Okay.
Calynn won the battle, so he's not allowed to tell anybody.
Okay. Do you think he'll keep
Snitch?
his end
No,
of it?
he'd die. He can't break his oath.
Okay.
there's a unspoken sibling bond that you can't.
It was a spoken oath.
You can't tell unless you're in this shit, and then you can tell to take attention off of you.
Wow.
That's how siblings.
I
Only with
hope that jump
parents.
drive is him admitting his most heinous crime.
I stole $20 from mom's backpack.
That's it? That's the heinous crime? That's
He's really a good guy.
whole
You
thing?
For
just
drugs?
for drugs. There,
for the weed.
the bell sprout,
Is that a weed?
Weedle.
Don't.
The candy.
I got a
Austin, what do
question.
you think's going to happen? I'm sorry, Kaycie. Kaycie, let's go with your question. It's more important than me
No,
asking
you're
Austin.
literally still talking about the thing.
Never. Austin, what do you think's going to happen? And then Casey's going to ask a question so you can stop talking over her.
Okay. I think there's going to be. It's going to be loud. And there'll be other reactions too. It'll be a mixed bag of emotion. It'll be fine.
Are you prepared to do what you need to do,
I'm getting ready.
Austin? Okay. I don't know what the dynamic is, but I want to.
She always says I can't be mean.
Uh-huh.
What?
You say I can't be
I
mean.
say you can't be mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I'm
you're
incapable.
incapable of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I keep telling Austin, not so much with this game, but with Savannah and her parents. I was like, you got to be mean. And then he's like, just as bad. Yeah. I'm so mean right now. And I'm like,
I am.
dude, this is it. That's what he does. He goes, I am. And
I'm
then he
mean.
just thinks making an angry face is being
You
mean.
want to see me be mean?
Yeah.
You shut up.
See what I mean?
See what I mean? See what I mean?
He literally at one point, there was a plot point
Oh,
in D&D where Savannah's mom had a chance to give her dog away, and Austin panicked. It was like, no, you can't do that,
Well, the dad said
buddy.
he has like a little bit of a soft side.
Yeah, but you panicked.
The mom was gonna be mean and give it.
Wait, are you saying that he should have given Possum away?
I'm not saying he should have. I mean, he would have died if he did. I'm just saying that Austin panicked in that moment.
You literally, well, hold on now, because you did say that he was under threat of death, and I think that's a reasonable time to panic.
Okay, but like
I wasn't there.
the character was under threat of death.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
no.
Character was under threat of death.
She was killing
Oh.
me.
No,
Well,
no.
'Cause
That
you,
was Austin.
Austin have killed a dog, and we have not killed you yet.
We've thought about it. We've had secret meetings about it.
Where we exchanged bookmarks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for everything.
Bilbo.
Kaycie, what was your question?
What kind of lessons has your character taken away from their adventure at this point? Like, existentially, like, what kind of growth and development has your character had that you're, like, stoked about? Like, where were they at the beginning of the journey? Where are they at now in terms of, like, a specific thing?
Jet took away that sometimes friends tease each other. And he's okay with it now.
Can I tell you that I don't think Ford is very far from where he started? Except he's having more fun.
Okay. I like that.
Like, in terms of, like, growth or realizing anything about himself, I don't think he's sat down and done that math. But I think he's enjoying what he's doing a lot more than where he was.
Which was sitting sadly on a bench.
Yeah. But even before that, probably.
Yeah, getting into Goldenrod. Oh, I like that.
That's growth.
Yeah, but I don't think he's done he hasn't had the moment where he sat down and been like, how have I changed?
I think he jumps in a lot quicker than he used to.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Like he's embracing learning Pokemon now, whereas before it was just like,
Yeah.
I got to do this because Professor Elm kind of told me to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, like, looking at, to not answer for myself, but to answer for everyone else, I think that both Ford and Victor have had kind of a growth in that sort of way where they both kind of jump in more. They're both like, they both gained a confidence in what they're doing that they didn't, not that they didn't, that they weren't tapping into at the beginning. But also with Ford specifically, the whole growth with Posey has been super far from where it was in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But if you asked Ford right now, he would tell you nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't noticed that about himself.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to be introspective about yourself.
It is. That's why I have Swan rate me as a human being daily.
Yeah. That's good. Secret meetings, huh? Secret daily meetings get rated by Swan.
Yeah, it's like the Dow Jones Index. We're down 3.4 right now. It's
God.
not great. It's
I
not
need
been
that.
a great time.
I need that on my computer to just like every day I come in and I see where we are. But what about Nova with that too, with the growth question? Because I feel like Nova went through a lot real quick.
She's still like 4.9.
She's up 5 points today.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think she's gonna grow in that way at all anymore. She's gonna continue to pick up rocks though. Yeah, no, I feel like there was definitely the bolster in confidence of the new group and the immediate acceptance. And we'll say with the backstory that came out in the journal entries, like that is definitely that community, and not having to earn membership into it, I think was super, super important and surprising to her. And I think in the time spent then away from Team Skulk and also kind of understanding her unique situation, like I think she really kind of leaned into that, oh no, I know what I need to do, even though I'm very scared and I don't want to go back to them, but I can't let this happen to another person. So I have to go with Ethan and I have to do this, as much as I would like to stay and hang out and be silly.
Love it.
Oh, Austin.
I love it too. I'm excited for some stuff. Kaycie, what were you thinking?
I think Victor's greatest growth is like kind of what you said, Swan, is like acceptance, where it's like he has finally realized it's like, all right, these people aren't just like humoring him and like letting him tag along. Like these people are genuinely his friends. Like he's made friends. You know, he considers them friends and he can like start to really trust them. And he genuinely like likes them and is willing to face more of his fears in order to help them. You know, that's why he was like, you know, I think like losing Ford temporarily like really hit him, because it's like, oh, this is like my first friend that I made, and like this thing that we're doing is really dangerous, and like I can't take this for granted ever. Stuff.
I forgot Ford was. You met Ford first, all the way back.
I thought you were gonna say I forgot Ford was dead.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Well, the other big moment I think for Victor was the hypno battle as well.
Yep.
Like from a personal standpoint, I'm pretty happy with how that played out. I wasn't expecting it at the time when Austin kind of sprung that on me, but I think we did a pretty good job giving you a glimpse of what's going on in there.
And kudos to you for like the subtle nods when the Polytoad was around, because I don't know if everybody caught it, but I definitely caught it.
And there was also kind of a little with the gym battle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as I would have liked to have done, but like there was a lot going on. So, but yeah.
Don't worry, listeners and viewers.
Oh no.
There's gonna be some more.
Oh great. I'm gonna die next.
No.
Every season ending,
Oh,
somebody's gotta go.
This is like Game of Thrones.
Alex, you answered about everybody else's growth, but you didn't answer about Calyn's. Do you have any THOTs on that?
Has Calynn grown as a person? Austin, before I say anything, do you think Calyn's grown as a person?
I think yes. Maybe. I know that Calynn is smarter than people give credit for, especially about Pokemon and battling. But she has always been that way. So, I don't know.
I think Calynn reached nirvana long before we ever met her, so there is no room for her to grow.
Well, all right. I dig it. No, I do think Calynn has grown in a way that maybe doesn't. It was subtle enough that I don't know if it translates. Obviously, but Calynn was never really connected with friends before. Like she didn't really have that. Like it wasn't like she is always in a group and then flounces away to another group. So there was a lot of times like in the earlier episodes where Calynn just made choices to leave the group and to go do her own thing and to be independent of them, because it's like, oh, these are just people I just met. Like it doesn't matter. So I think she's grown in the way that now she would make different choices to, not that she wouldn't help them before, but like it's more of a priority, and she would choose, helping everybody in this group over whatever she wanted to do or whatever seemed like the most fun thing to do.
And that also shows in like, now that you say that, I can see it, but like she still has those moments where she's in serious.
You don't have to say that, Austin. It's okay.
No, but there's moments where she's in serious situations that she still does the thing that she would do when she was on her own, but like, and it just shadows back to that. But she is still with the group. Like most recently, what I can think of is mixing up the stuff in the lab again, like, and then it exploding. Like, yeah, you do things like you are only worried about yourself, but you can see that you're worried about the group. I don't know if that makes sense to you all. Like, you're crazy.
I don't
Calyn's
know.
crazy, but you can definitely tell she does have like the overall groups in mind.
I think I see it more in the like how she interacts with Chonks in relation to the group. Because I feel like there is a level of Chonks getting to interact with all of the other Pokemon and kind of have that and that connection, and it feels like that's kind of her proxy into it, so it's not fully her, but like, oh, all right, well, Chonks thinks it's okay, so yeah, that's okay. And that's a nice like safety barrier for her, so she can have the friendship, but it's, you know, it's under the safety of Chonks.
I love Chonks.
I love that says so much about Calynn, that her choice is to have a Pokemon as her human avatar to help her interact with people.
Let's talk about the Pokemon. Let's talk about your all starters. I mean, you can mention whatever other Pokemon you want, but I don't know, just general thoughts on like the beginning with your starters, and then like now, what do you guys think? Like, give me your thoughts on them.
Ooh, I have so many. Oh my god. I mean, Chonks and Calynn, like right from the get-go, we're just here to fuck shit up together. Like this is what we're gonna do. But adding in the other players in Calyn's team, especially because she's playing Pokemon badly, in getting the Pokemon that she's like, I want these ones. So instead of like gathering all of the Pokemon, which is what you're like, literally it's in like the song, gotta catch them all, gotta catch them all. It is the slogan of the show, of the game. She's like, I'm going to catch these very specific ones. So the ones, especially like the way she catches them, is so much fun to me, because it's really putting Austin through the ringer at all times and like really making him work so hard if ever he wants Calynn to have a Pokemon. There was a couple conversations I remember early on where you're like, hey man, you just kind of got to catch Pokemon. Like you can't just have Chonks and only fight with Chonks forever. You have to do more. But then like Pidgey too, and like Pidgey's whole kind of thought, and some stuff that hasn't come out yet, but like Pidgey's whole arc I'm really excited about. And then Pichu was a special request from me to get Pichu. And then Liddy is a goddamn delight. I love Liddy so much, and like Liddy's growth.
Liddy's one that you did kind of go and catch, like
kind of.
Yeah.
Well, talked out of a bush.
Yes. So that one you did.
Sorta. Sorta. I used charm rolls to get Liddy out of a bush, and then said, "You're coming with me now." And then like the two that are with her, but are not on her team, Scyther and Cubone, which I'm excited about, because I don't know what's gonna happen with them. Because I know Calyn's like, Scyther's got to go home. That's the thing. But I don't like Cubone. I don't know where Cubone's gonna go. What Cubone's gonna do?
You're just gonna abandon her?
No, if she is welcome with Calynn forever. But like, I don't think that's a conversation that they have had yet. I love all the Pokemon so much, and I love making Austin work so goddamn hard to get Calynn any Pokemon. You were like, so I just remember you were like come on, you can't do this, you have to.
I do remember like those conversations. Like I would try to like reason with her, like, it's Pokemon, they like to fight, they want to be caught and you know, trained. And she was like, yeah,
perfect representation of my response.
I'm sorry.
Perfecter.
Often turns into a grumpy old man.
And just screams.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah.
I love that Calyn's very unconventional about like getting most of her Pokemon though. I mean, and like using the good features of your character, which like I assume that you're a little bit higher in charm. That yeah.
She specifically, it's not even necessarily with command. She is, which she again rarely uses for Pokemon. It's mostly charm, but she gets a bonus to anything that has a fire type to it. Okay. So she can add that to her charm roll specifically for fire types.
Okay. Yeah, that makes so much sense for the character and just like mechanically. And I'm working on a new banner, and I had a sketch of Calynn with the Pokeball, and you were like, can you just have her like throwing the Pokeball over her shoulder? And I was just like, that's so fucking brilliant. Yes, let's do that.
I am very interested to see, because I think Posey has, I'm not going to say graduated from Brat, because I still think she's got a lot of Brat in her, but I think she's definitely focused that in a way that she's very protective of Ford. And I think I have no idea what the change to Crocodile is going to be, like how that would show up different.
She can protect you better,
if at all. Yeah.
That was really exciting to have her evolve. Like, I'm excited to see what that does. If it like, if she kind of keeps her same personality, or if she starts kind of going through like changes or something, like emotionally.
You also had a lot of Mankey and Cameron, or Aaron and Cameron. So I'm sorry, Aaron.
Yeah.
But like, you had a lot of interaction with them, like the last little while too.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the way my team is coming along. We've added Biscuit Ray Cyrus too, which is the greatest name of any Pokemon ever. But yeah,
which took me so long last time, because that's your Jigglypuff, right?
Yeah.
It took me so long to remember last time. You're like, yeah, I'm calling out Biscuit Ray Cyrus, and I was like, which fucking one is that? And then like, we were like 10 minutes into Biscuit Ray Cyrus being a part of the fight before Austin said something where I'm like, oh, that's the Jigglypuff.
Sometimes you got to listen to a little bit more than the recaps to get who the people are.
I don't listen. When you start throwing names like Biscuit Ray Cyrus, I'm 30 yards down the road into like trying to discern the joke, like trying to remember how the joke came about, trying to remember Billy Ray Cyrus.
Fairly certain I stole that joke from you, Alex.
Yeah, well, that's the worst person to steal them from. I don't listen to myself, Tim. I only listen to you guys.
Second of all, you would know who Biscuit Ray Cyrus is if you would come to one of the scheduled secret meetings.
No one has invited me to a secret meeting. I've gotten listen, I have a calendar, and not once have I had a secret meeting scheduled on the calendar.
Do you have the secret calendar?
Tim is on the calendar right now scheduling a secret meeting.
She could see it in your eyes.
I didn't have to see it in his eyes. I know Tim, and I knew what was coming next.
You know what I want to hear about? When Victor met
the recap.
met Spoons.
When Harry met Sally. When Victor met Spoons.
Mm-hmm.
Spoonsless in Seattle.
Spoonless in Seattle.
Wild spoons can't be broken.
I'm really, really fucking excited about the direction that Spoons is going, which I don't know how this came about. I don't know if it was you or me that kind of started that whole like, what if Spoons had like a little bit of a darker side sort of thing coming out. I don't know how that originated, but I like that direction it's going. He started off as this like sweet innocent baby who was like, he was kind of like standoffish. He was kind of shy. He was just hanging out, and Victor was so like, do you want to battle? And Spoon was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. And now he's like dropping people off the cliffs and shit. Like, I kind of fucking love that. And then we got, okay, going back to the regret question, I think something I do regret is not utilizing Bulbasaur a little bit more. Like, I liked that moment that we had in the like the greenhouse area where Victor's like, I'm never gonna let anyone hurt you again, and broke the skulk ball. And like the main reason I never like used him in battle was because he is at level 1 right now. And I just figured he would get annihilated immediately. So I don't know if that's a metagaming.
That
but,
is
like,
such a difference between us because Pichu is like level 0 and I'm like, get the fuck in there, buddy.
but like there's a narrative you could argue for, which is like, you know, Bulbasaur gets to like confront the people who hurt him kind of thing, but also Victor still wants to like protect him kind of. I don't know.
There might be chances for Basil.
Him
Is
to die.
that Bulbasaur's name?
Basil.
Or
Yeah.
Basil to confront some people in the future.
Yeah, that's what I don't worry about with this game, is it like I often walk away from a session being like, oh, like I really don't like how I did this thing and I should have like said something here and blah 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 blah. And then I have to remember that like I'm gonna get another chance. Austin's gonna take care of us. Like, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, unless you skitty girl him, and then he can't.
Hey, skitty girl. It's your
I don't know what that means.
That's how you got Biscuit Ray Cyrus.
That answers none of the question.
So,
Was she skitty or hoot hoot?
God,
Her
her
favorite.
favorite Pokemon was Skitty, but she wanted a Hoot Hoot in a trade to get a Skitty.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes,
Okay.
but she would
She
also
was like
take.
in episode.
Yeah,
She would also take a. Yeah. So like in episode 4, this girl appears and was a big plot point. And she asked Calynn to do a trade, and Calynn was immediately like suspicious of her for no reason. It was just to harass Austin. And then Austin's like, oh no, the Hoot Hoot, the exact Pokemon Skitty Girl wanted. And Calyn's like, I will not catch any of these. Screw you, Austin. And then Skitty Girl came back and was like, Calynn, a second opportunity. And I was like, hark, away with me. And poor Austin's like, I've tried so hard.
also, Skitty Girl is also the Boots Girl.
Yep, Boots Girl
Yep,
from
Boots
from the forest that we burned down a little.
Austin turns directly to camera and just makes the face like, what was I to do?
What are you gonna do?
I tried.
It just says, Jesus Christ.
The first time that like I snubbed her was a little bit of an accident. The second time was immensely intentional, and I love that for me, and not so much Austin.
It's all right. Maybe she'll be back with other Pokemon to trade, especially if you got a Skitty.
I don't.
That's what was confusing me. I'm like, are y'all saying skinny girl?
No, Skitty with 2 T's. It's like a
Skitty.
kitty
Okay.
Pokemon, so it's Skitty.
Literally a kitty Pokemon. And then it turns into a
Okay, hold on.
chonky kitty Pokemon.
I'm having a hard time with the words you're saying. When you said kitty Pokemon, do you mean like a cat?
Yeah.
Or like for babies?
No, like a cat.
Like a Duplo Pokemon is what I'm
Like a
getting from
Pichu,
this.
a baby Pokemon.
like
That's-
skiing,
That's
like
for
skiing,
babies.
and then TY. Skitty.
Ty.
That's not how you spell it.
Like, you know the Beanie Babies?
There's 2 T's.
There is. I was trying to help, but you're right. I said something wrong to try and make it clear.
And like,
So
as
I
soon
think
as you said
now's
it, I'd
the
be
time
like,
for you to be pedantic, Tim.
that would be Skitey.
Oh, skitey ditey ditey I take it back. Ford's learned nothing.
Kaycie, tell me more about your Pokemon. I'm sorry. We went off on a tangent.
Spence, Bulbasaur, Leaf. Leaf, she's doing stuff. She's my tie him up buddy. Zigzagoon. Goons is around. Good. Goons is like a good, like, higher level sort of like backup sort of buddy. Goons had some fun with Aaron battling on the sub, tag teaming that shit. Very proud of them. And Sunny's around. Sunny got to fucking Naruto run into the battle, and then she showed up, and then the battle was over, and she was just like, sorry. So love that. And then the Nidorans got reunited with their mommy and daddy, which is great.
So this kind of goes on with like your all's teams. Well, hang on. Em, do you want to talk about your Pokemon?
I want to Dewey and Louie
Yeah, I can talk about my Pokemon.
and Pasta.
And pasta. Yeah, so special, which I don't know how clear that is. Like, it's fun in the episode because you get to describe it, but Pasta came from a Doodle Crew episode. So she was an original Pokemon. So it was very fun with all of the genetic testing that Team Skulk was doing, that it fit into that. So that was a fun thing for her. But yeah, I like so many of my choices in building characters, it's head empty, no thoughts. And I was like, oh, I could do Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And I was like, I can pick Pokemon that match this. So that was really fun. And then I, as I kind of started to build out, I was like, okay, so these are the Pokemon she has. That kind of leads into this like ninja build, which was very subtle. And I'll say a tiny regret is not being able in my skill level to kind of tie back into some of the other ninjas that they had encountered other than my own skill set or Nova's skill set. But yeah, I liked the ghost type and kind of it was just a design choice at one point to have a crack in the lampent like shade, and then it was fun to just kind of lean into that and have that be other little details. But yeah, they were fun, and it was, Austin, to your credit, you gave me as much leeway as I wanted with them, so I didn't really have to fight you for any of those, which was really, really fun. In the, how we decide to do other stuff now that Nova has the Skulk Ball with the Scizor?
Skulkor.
Scyther. Skulkor.
Which is another
So,
OG original Pokemon.
Yeah. So that's kind of a fun, like, it's an interesting group, and it's, I liked being able to lean into the Nova treats Pokemon more traditional to the Pokemon world, and all of the other trainers and stuff like that. And that felt really fun because, constantly trying to make sure she puts them all back in their balls and has a different kind of relationship with them. So that was fun to have, then the interactions with Chonks and with Spoons and kind of that, like, being a little uncertain, even when we were interacting with the Cubone and all of that, like, that was a neat way to have her just not be sure what to do because she doesn't keep her Pokemon out and have them like that.
I thought you were just doing it for me.
She would never, Austin. Can I add like a fun mechanics fact on that note? There is like a precedent set for your Pokemon do have to like go back in the Pokemon ball, like for PTU, like to have, I think it's like connection maybe or staying with you, but there's like some reason that they have to go back in the Pokeball every once in a while. And it's my job to run that rule to its very limits and see the consequences of my own behavior.
The limit does not exist.
I'll be sitting there with just Liddy, and everybody else will be like gone into the wilds.
Chonks is never going to go back in her ball.
No.
No.
And why should she?
No.
It is cool that you bring up that she still has the Skulkor, because that slipped my mind. Hell yeah.
Oh boy. Don't you feel egg on your face?
Gross.
Egg yolk on your face.
And it fits your theme too because it's a ninja Pokemon. So.
Well, and I liked this is ask Swan when she did the most character development about her character in the last 2 episodes before she goes away. It's fine. But I liked so she's got the Skulk Ball and she's got one that was very clearly a part of Team Skulk. It only lends itself to the undercover mission and all of that. So it's a fun, Austin and I get to write some fun Nova fan fiction.
It'll be real fiction.
It'll be real fiction.
Yeah, so I only have like one more silly question, and then we can end, or you guys can ask your question and stuff. But like, speaking of the Pokemon and you all talking about your teams and stuff like that, in the games, when you go to a new region, you get new Pokemon, you get new starters and all of that. So what do you guys think is going to happen with that? Are you ever going to switch your teams out? I guess what I'm saying.
No, that's why I have to be so careful with the Pokemon I take on, because there has to be a strong narrative reason to switch out any of my team.
I think that's the right way to phrase it. A strong narrative reason. I don't know why I would otherwise. And like, if you take Posey away from me,
He'll kill you.
I don't know. I'll go cause a sit-in or something. I don't know what I'll do.
It would be the Butterfree episode all over, which Tim means nothing to you.
Oh.
It super doesn't. It sounds like a big deal though when you say it.
It sounds from context clues like a really big deal.
Yeah. Ooh, eat that Butterfree.
Well, it's going to be a long time since we get to a new region. So I just haven't really thought about it.
Yeah,
I mean, unless it's like you start in a new region and all the Pokemon are level 2 in the wild, and you've got a level 100 fucking whatever that just like nukes everything it comes across. So like maybe it's like, okay, you can go into retirement now.
yeah, that's like a world building DM kind of complication. Like, do you let the story set the levels of the enemies, or do you make these different areas like World of Warcraft, where if you go over to this area, these are like 50s, and doesn't matter what level you are, they're going to still be 50s and stuff like that. So yeah, narrative reason, I guess that means it's on me.
Sounds like a you problem.
Dude.
Which I got some ideas. I don't think that I'll ever be able to get you guys to split from your starters, but there may be ways to get you guys to switch your teams out.
I can tell you for Victor, now that he's got like 5 now, and it becomes kind of like a balancing act of like, okay, I need to like get everybody like equal opportunities to battle, but also like it really sucks to throw out a Pokemon and then have them get like KO'd immediately. So it becomes like, all right, do I send out my very low level thing? They're probably going to get destroyed. You know, it becomes kind of like I have so many Pokemon to like keep track of and take care of. Like, how am I going to, manage all of that?
You have to battle youngster Billy a lot.
Yes. Gotta go grind in the tall grass or something.
That's being a really fun part about, like, one thing I really love about my team is that all of my Pokemon kind of like take care of each other. So like everybody knows Pichu should not be out there. And even in this last episode with Spoons joining in on that, where Spoons is like, it's the baby. Like we can't just let the baby be on the battlefield alone kind of a thing.
Call that thing a baby all you want.
It's killed a man. Pichu's first act on the very first day on the planet, blinking, stepped into the sun, and then killed a man.
Pichu's like the last resort. Like, fucking just comes in the clutch moment and just annihilates.
Yeah.
She's the spirit bomb. I watched Dragon
Well,
Ball
that's a Pokemon.
Z. I don't.
Spirit.
It's a Pokemon.
It's a
spirit.
Pokemon.
Oh, sorry.
And it's a Dragon Ball Z.
And it's a Dragon Ball.
Dude, what if the Dragon Balls were in this world too?
What if the Dragon Balls were the friends we met along the way?
Aww. That's a good.
I am the 8.
There's only 7.
Yeah.
There's not
Jesus
Dragon Balls.
Christ.
That's exactly the joke. It's the joke.
I thought you were making an 8-ball joke.
Nope. It was that there was only seven Dragon Balls, and that's
But they were deceived.
For another ball was made.
Oh, there's 9 rings.
For the mortal man
Right.
doomed to die.
Are any of you guys immortal? Calynn's immortal. Holy shit.
So is Ford now.
Not watching Lord of the Balls. Not Googling it.
What about
You don't want to be Wiener Brothers
Dragon Ball
Austin.
rings.
Wiener Brothers.
is that where we should end it?
It's my favorite movie.
With Wiener Brothers?
I think we should. I don't think we're gonna
There's
be
a big
top
WB
that.
logo over the.
Oh my god.
M, real quick, do you want to give us socials and stuff so we can add them?
Sure, I'd love to. Hey, so if you enjoyed me on Late Starters, thanks. I'm really glad. I had a blast being on Late Starters. If you want to follow more of my work, you can follow me all across the internet and see my art at a Swan named Emily. I run the Doodle Crew, which is a amazing group of artists who come on and stream with me. All of those episodes are over on my YouTube, so you can watch 4.5 seasons. I guess it's 3.5 seasons because we're in season 4 and we're only halfway through. It's a thing. So you can catch that. You can also catch Sketching Shakespeare, which is me and Steph. She brings me a piece of Shakespeare prose. I illustrate a comic page based on it. If you want to buy stickers from me, you can go to my Etsy shop or support me on Patreon, where you can tell me what stickers to design and make for you. And also see lots and lots and lots of Late Starters artwork. There are Pokemon stickers. If you want to see Pokemon starter stickers, they are up on my Etsy. If you want to listen to my voice on other things, you can check out the In Addition podcast. You can check out Surprise Attack Book Club. Hear me talk about books. If you want to hear me talk more about books, I am on Animorphs Anonymous right now, reading through Animorphs for the first time. You can also catch me on Questmaster Guild of Granddaughters, where I play Sweet Baby Arbery, who will never learn what a mimic is. And all of those are available over on YouTube as well. I think that's all the things. Thanks.
Thank you.
You guys can catch more of me at CZDrop on Twitter and twitch.tv/CZDrop. Every other Sunday, we do Dungeons and Dracon Beams. Every other Friday, a new episode of Late Starter comes out. Okay, bye.
I'm Tim, and you can find me at horsegirls.club because I do a podcast called Horse Girls. I'm also on Animorphs Anonymous and occasionally Surprise Attack Book Club. Not me, the occasionally. The attack is occasional. And I'm Remo Beware on Twitter.
Hello, I am Kaycie. I can be found on podcasts like Animorphs Anonymous and Hearst Girls, where I talk about books with my friends. I can be found once a month on Art Corner, where I draw stuff with my friends. I can be found at B-Side You, which is my gay romance webcomic that I make and draw. You can read that for free at bsideyoucomic.com or on Tapas and Webtoons. You can also go to my Patreon to get early access pages and work in progress pages and other such content. If you find any of this intriguing, you can find me at all the places you can find me at linktr.ee/KCD Studios. Find.
Hi, I'm Alex. You can find me on Twitter at Alex and Birds. You can also find me on 800 billion podcasts all around the world. You can find me on Animorphs Anonymous. You can find me on Horse Girls. You can find me on Dungeons and Dragon Beams. You can find me on Surprise Attack Book Club. And then the other ones that are around that I do on occasion. Some of them on hiatus. Some of them are just, sporadic, like Questmaster. Oh, Linktree, linktr.ee/join the club. So you can find all of our work there.
You can start late, but at least you're starting. Okay, bye.